In this video, we'll take a look at Joaquin Niemann's swing. Just an amazing golf swing. This guy is an incredible player. Not a big guy, around 150 pounds, but gets everything into it. And talk about sort of a study in biomechanics. This swing here, as he winds it up and starts to sit down, he looks like a long driver. He's halfway up right about here on a good plane, classical, and starts to sit down long before the club gets to the top. You can see the legs already getting loaded, left leg dropping, head dropping, and already sitting. Crazy athletic move at this point. But what he's able to do is amazing, and I'm not sure how long his body will last doing this, but certainly for now it is amazing to watch. So he is power hitting there, dropping, getting the handle and the club on plane. And this move here is amazing. His neck is truly, I mean, he's basically horizontal right here. Fully cleared out, amazing release. Gets a lot into the ball, and he can move it for 150 pounds. That is an incredibly dynamic move, and one I wouldn't really suggest anybody try to emulate, but it is fascinating to watch. With a lot of the current teaching out there that's really helping players create more power, more consistency, and less of an armsy move, this is sort of an overkill move, or overkill look at that type of a swing. Winds it up with a big backswing in terms of turning, really winding it. And like we saw in the first part of the clip, already sitting down and loading the legs well before the club reaches the top. And using those legs and core and hips, and the arms are just literally sitting there. I mean, the left arm has not pulled at all off the chest. There's no movement coming this way. Arms are just sitting there completely across his chest. It's really reminiscent of an old Byron Nelson type move. The arms just straight across the chest. Really using the legs and core, hips clearing. And he's so cleared out at this point that it does look, like I said, very power hitter-ish baseball. Long drive. That move is always shocking to see. Incredibly dynamic, but will his back make it? Will his sort of this part of his back last? Well, we'll find out. He might be the one guy who's flexible enough to make it work down the road. But for anyone who's armsy or feels too armsy, if you have enough flexibility, you don't have to be this flexible, but if you have enough flexibility, you can learn a lot from this move where he gets down and sits and rotates without pulling that left arm off the chest, because that's an amazingly consistent way to let the physics of the swing work for you and deliver the club without your hands flipping at it. Looking at these approach shots, he's also one of several players out there now who's gotten very good at accelerating and decelerating the body to where when they come down through here, they're able to just put the brakes on incredibly hard and stop that swing halfway through, which creates tremendous club head speed, because as the body slows down right about in here, the club speeds up like you're cracking a whip, and you get amazing control. So coming through here, you can see the hands are not turning the club head over. Club face still incredibly, like basically square to the plane at this point. And a great way to create control of both trajectory, distance, and backspin. For the approach shot, we also see a little shorter move, obviously, on the way back. Incredibly steady with the head. Great wind of the hips and shoulders, but about a little more than 3/4 there. But that same move down into the legs, down into the ground. If you look at your own swing in the mirror and try to create this much sit down and into the legs, you'd be amazed what it takes to get yourself that low. I dare you to try it. It is incredibly low, incredibly stable, but low and still rotating. But gives you the advantage of the face not flipping over, giving amazing club face control. The rate of closure, extremely slow there. Even though the club is releasing, the face isn't wrapping over, and that gives you amazing consistency for directional control. On a side note to the swing action, he has a feel for that athleticism, even in the putting here, where you see the modern style stroke where there is not a huge putting stroke with the hands moving a long distance like you might see in the old days. It's a stroke where the hands keep moving for sure, but you get more of a look where the club head and the hands stay more in a line coming through, and that gives you great energy on the ball for a solid roll and distance control without having a sort of large sweeping swing where you see more of this action that might be happening through impact. Instead, it's much more of the club moving through as a unit, which helps to also control the club head and club face. From a playing standpoint, working those wedges, we know wedges work much better coming in on a shallow angle than a steep angle. Anyone that struggles with their wedge will be swinging more up and down in here. But if you're a great wedge player, you'll know if that club is working its way right back down along that plane, you can control it much easier. There he is on plane on the takeaway. And there you can see the club head almost dead on the plane already. Right back to where he started. And just amazing where that grip goes, how quickly it goes to the left because he's cleared and down, running that club that direction. To control that face, look how open the face is there. It's amazing, just staying square to the plane. That is a recipe for incredible accuracy. Like I said, just have to wait to see what happens with the back here down the road. Okay, one last flip here looking at the driver, and you can see with that move where the handle gets so far left through impact from that down move. Just a fantastic way to hit cuts, straight shots, anything that keeps that face from rotating too fast through impact. And get that super controlled cutter out there. Amazing swing. Well, thanks again for watching this video. If you liked it, please hit that like button. If it's your first time here, consider subscribing, and we'll see you in the next one.